Do you feel like less of a lover in your relationships and more like a project manager? You know, when you're supposed to be dating, but you're spending a lot of time and energy Googling job postings for him, managing his moods, making sure he makes it to his appointments, being his sounding board, his rock, his mirror. If you're accustomed to always being everyone's emotional support human, you may not even realize how much of your self-worth is wrapped up in helping, fixing, or softening the fall for others. But you don't need to babysit his emotions or run to everyone's aid anymore. Let's talk about how you can liberate yourself from these cycles by implementing more mindfulness around your knee-jerk reaction to come to everyone's rescue. If you constantly step up to the plate to bat away everyone's problems, to lend a hand or an ear to carry the load, it probably feels like a slap in the face when others don't proceed accordingly, or when they don't reciprocate the care and consideration that you've bestowed upon them. And maybe there's this subconscious belief that love is earned through usefulness, through being needed, through being the one who holds it all together. It is not your fault. If you grew up in an unpredictable, volatile, or emotionally neglectful environment, these roles probably kept you feeling seen, valued, and included. But that survival strategy, it's now writing the script for your love life. And the tiresome plot keeps repeating like an overplayed sitcom. It's time to explore who you are when you're not managing, fixing, or giving everything away. The fixing reflex is often just a signal from your nervous system that it doesn't feel comfy unless you are feeling needed by someone, unless you're helping someone. That visceral pull to jump in, to rescue, to solve, it's usually not about the other person. It is about you trying to regulate that agitation that arises when you see someone struggling or when things feel uncertain. Learn to sit with it and allow others to do the same without trying so hard to influence the outcomes or to soften their falls simply because you can't handle their discomfort. Rather than assuming that people would be better off with your involvement, give people space to navigate their own shit without constantly jumping to the rescue. Pitfalls and rock bottoms can be valuable life lessons and are often the exact motivators that people need in order to change course. Allowing natural consequences to unfold in other people's lives could be one of the greatest gifts that you give to your relationship. I'm definitely not saying that you should never be emotionally supportive or help anyone out, but it is time to act supportive with intention rather than on autopilot. It's time to build awareness around these old triggers that pull you into these roles that you are outgrowing. So, who are the people And what are the situations that generally stir up these tendencies in you? Examples of a triggering situation could be all of the times that your boyfriend complains about his pushy boss, even though you've told him how he should handle it a million times. Or it could be the friend who's constantly crying about her financial woes, even though you've encouraged her time and time again to start budgeting better. The next time you feel that pull to help, to manage, or fix someone else's life, just pause and acknowledge what's happening internally. With practice, that pause, that interruption of your automatic reflex will eventually train your brain to sit back peacefully rather than frantically putting on your hero's cape. Without judgment, you can remind yourself, there's that urge again. I trust that he can figure this out. And if he doesn't, I'll still be okay. And get curious about your intentions. Are you offering input or assistance even though nobody asked you to? Are you giving from a place of martyrdom or in hopes of receiving love, praise, or validation? Are you focusing your attention on fixing this person's problems so that you don't have to take a look at your own life and your own areas for improvement? If you answered yes to these questions, then that is your cue to take a step back and regulate. And if you're ready to attract more security into your relationships from that place of regulation, we're going to get into it in the next video.